ACCUSTATS Video Productions presents from Portland, Maine, 14.1 World-Class Strength. I'm Bill Incardona along with Danny Diliberto. Danny, the feature match of the evening slates two excellent 9-ball players. Not only are they excellent players, but they are ranked number 1 and number 2 in the world today. The players are number 1, EFREN REYES, and the number 2 player in the world today is CJ Wiley. But 9-ball's not the game they're going to be playing tonight. They're going to be playing a little bit of a 14.1, a game that you're quite familiar with. And since you're so familiar with the game and you've already watched both of these players play a match up to this point, how do you see this match coming down?
Well, I think you have, like you say, two of the great 9-ball players in the world, and Reyes has an edge in that game. This is unfamiliar to both of them, straight pool. I just think Efren's got a little more knowledge and finesse, and I give him the edge playing straight pool.
But sometimes the player that has a slight or holds a slight edge playing straight pool quite often doesn't get there at the end, because especially when you're talking about players the caliber of the two players out there this afternoon, or this evening I should say, either one of these two players could possibly run out the entire match, 150 points, if given an opportunity. And I feel that we're going to see a good match tonight. Both of these players have a match under their belt, so therefore they should be a little more relaxed going into this match here.
Yeah, well, Efren won the leg, and CJ is breaking, and he better come with a pretty good one to start with. That's very important in straight pool to get the first open shot.
The referee for the feature match is a fellow by the name of Pat Murray. Excellent referee. He was chosen to do the feature match. And all the referees wear white gloves, so when they handle the balls, they don't get any sweat or anything on the balls, which then would make it more difficult for the players to play with.
Even grease comes off your fingers. I first found that out in Canada at a snooker, big snooker tournament. The referees had white gloves, and that's the reason.
CJ seems to be a little careful in checking the rack. He doesn't like the way the balls were pushed up. As for a re-rack, and Mr. Murray accommodates him. In just a few seconds, Wiley will then be addressing the table in preparation to open what I feel is going to be a very, very exciting and interesting match. The first shot, the break shot, is very important. You really want to create a lot of distance.
Laid down a good one.
And he certainly did. Not only did he lay down a good break in terms of distance, but he didn't really leave what you may call a considerate shot. And there's nothing appealing out there. Reyes, I don't believe, will go for the ball. I believe he'll play some sort of a safety here.
Yeah, I agree with you. If he happened to shoot something in, he's not going to get rewarded for sure, and that's a bad rule. Played it safe. Took a scratch.
Hey, can you get another chair over here, please? Hey, foul, Mr.
Okay, I believe that there's a problem on the floor. CJ Wiley wants his chair to sit in. A spectator has chosen CJ's chair to sit in and refuses to move. So it looks like someone's going to have to get the tournament director.
Don't hit him, CJ. You don't need to get aggravated in any form to start a big match like this. He should calm down a little bit right now.
Safety is not allowed.
Well, in all fairness, I believe that the player does have a right to ask someone that's too close to his table to move, because I don't believe there shouldn't be anyone out there but the players and the referee.
But, you know, you called the guy some fan. This guy was at the Calcutta, and he bet sky high. I mean, he put all the money into Calcutta. He probably feels like he has a right to be closer than everyone else.
Well, that technically doesn't give him the right.
I know it, but he feels that way, obviously.
And I think the most important thing for CJ is to concentrate on straight pull and not on that spectator. So hopefully he'll heed the advice and concentrate on his game, because he has to muster all the concentration he can, because his opponent, the most formidable man on the tour today, EFREN Reyes, is his opponent, and you really have to be at the top of your game if you expect to win.
Well, right now it's advantage CJ. He has no shot and a tough safe too.
Looks like he's opting to thin the 14 ball to the right of the 14 and play safe in that fashion. Now he's reconsidered and he's looking at something else.
He's going 2 rails off the side of the pile. That's what he's going to try to. Oh no, he fanned the 5. Wow, what a shot!
Okay, but he's left CJ a shot on the 14. Well, no, the cue ball has gone down table a little farther than I anticipated that it would. And now that particular shot, the 14 ball, seems to be playing quite difficult. But CJ Wiley's a great shot maker. How would you?
Well, I'm going to
play
tell you
this?
something funny here. A little while ago in an earlier match, a man shot a shot like this in, and CJ Wiley's comment was, on these big pockets, that's not a tough shot. But he's shooting the 12 ball. Looks like he's shooting at the 12. Great shot.
It certainly was. The 1 ball, will the 1 ball go into the lower left-hand corner?
14 ball?
Yeah, the 1 ball goes.
Okay, right away he has a real good ball to open up the stack with.
I don't know, he's not going to get a reel out of the stack. He's going to have to stroke this through the pile. See, he didn't get a reel out of the stack there. I think he's all right, though.
You know, if he's able to pocket the 9,
9 ball.
and then he'll be okay. It looks like it's no problem. Now we're playing foul on all balls, so that means if you foul any ball, it's a foul.
With any part of your body.
With any part.
Or any of your equipment.
5.
So you have to be particularly careful when you're at the table not to create a foul. Unlike a 9 ball where they only play foul on the cue ball. This is something that's new also to the players, with the exception of the finals in the 9 ball tournament, that is.
A foul in this spot would mean the player has to give up the table and lose a point.
It's so important to start off with the first shot playing straight pool, because there are times when the player that starts off with the first shot has the only opportunity at the table. I mean, I've seen the 150 run out, you know, several times, and the man to my right have seen it done quite a few more times than I have.
Well, where's Cicero tonight? In fact, I could bring up that. He had me 93-1 in the U.S. Open. I ran 149 and out. Where is he?
Right away, Danny, we see that the 13 ball will definitely be his choice as far as the ball to break the next rack with.
Yeah.
9.
But he's got to get rid of the 2 ball. It looks like he's going to play 15, 11, 3, 7, 2.
That would be a good layout.
Ball.
Good pattern.
10.
The ball seems to be laying quite nicely. He has his mind made up. He's thinking clearly.
11.
He's left the balls exactly the way they're positioned now for a reason, and that reason is that all he needs to do now is stop on the 7 or draw back slightly, and then he'll have a nice shot on the 2 to come back. Now, he's got a little awkward on the 7.
7 ball.
Yeah, he's going towards the rail. I think he...
Well, maybe from our vantage point, that's not the case.
yeah.
But I myself would have liked to have been a little closer to the 7. But when you're young and eager to play, I don't think distance means that much.
That looked easy. I mean, he made it look easy.
Okay, the first rack goes to C.J. Wiley, who leads in the match by the score of 14-0, and with a nice break shot with the 13. I mean, today pool is much more difficult than it was years ago. Remember when you and I were competitors and we played in
We're still
finals of some
competitors.
tournaments? And well, I'm talking about years ago.
Yeah.
We were both at the top of our games. You know, shots like that were easy, just like they are for CJ and EFREN.
Yeah, you're right.
But,
Only I don't remember that. That's the thing. You still feel like they're easy, but I guess they were easier a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
But also the game's tougher because there's so many good players. There weren't this many good players 25 years ago, Billy.
No, there wasn't, and I think that what's partially responsible for that is all the instructional tapes and all the tournaments that we have today that we didn't have years ago.
And magazine articles, instructions, all that helps.
Sure does. I mean, today if you want to learn to play pool, all you need to do is buy a tape or pick up a book, and you know you can get the fundamentals down. And for that matter, any level of play, all you need to do is there's a tape out there for any level of play.
15.
Wow, that's a stroke there. There was a player years ago named Gene Nagy. He believed in hitting it that way.
Well, I don't
Whack
see anything wrong with that, providing that you know what kind of action you're going to get off of the cue ball after it contacts their stack. Now, he was a little ill-fated in the respect that he didn't come up with a shot, considering how well he hit the break shot.
Yeah, he's got a combination, 10-3 or the 9-ball.
This particular combination, whenever this combination is missed, it's missed by undercutting the top ball, which is the 10. If he concentrates on the top ball and hits it thinly enough, I feel he'll put the 3 down. And if he misses it, I feel that he'll hit the 10 too fully. And that's usually how this particular shot is missed, when it is missed. So whenever you get a shot like this, I think that you should concentrate on hitting the thin side of the front ball. And you'll probably get better results much more often.
Now, this is not an easy shot.
No, it's not.
It's like you say, he should have had a better reward than this.
But that's just the nature of pool. I'm not going to say that's the nature of straight pool, but just of pool in general. You know, there's no guarantee, regardless of how well you hit a certain shot, that you're going to walk away with a good next shot.
Well, anyway, he decided to shoot the 9. Didn't want to mess with the combine. Now he has the 11. So far, he doesn't have anything easy to get started with this particular rack.
Well, if he makes the 11, I think that he'll open up the remainder of the rack, and he should come up with a fairly decent shot.
17.
Now the congestion of the 4 and 7 presents some sort of a problem, but he still has a lot of time to deal with it.
Yeah. Use the 2 to go into him. But that's up the road.
18.
I was talking to CJ a little earlier this evening, and he said last night he was practicing, and he ran 2 90s back to back. He says it just seemed like he was shooting forever, you know. And regardless if you're practicing or what, running 2 90s back to back
It's great.
is really great pool.
To run 90s, you can't have too many accidents, especially 2 times in a row. You've got to be playing the game pretty accurately. And what I mean by that is, less gambling and flying around and hitting piles without an insurance ball and all that.
Danny, very quickly, why wouldn't he play the 3 ball, then the 6 on the side? Why is he eliminating the 10?
20.
See, I like playing the 3, then play the position for the 6 on the side, and maybe going up for the 12, opening up the cluster, or, there was a lot of options he had there.
I think he's going to try to fall on the 3 ball to open up that cluster. And he could shoot the 1, get an angle on the 8, and get near the rail where he's standing right now, and that'll open the balls.
21.
That's maybe what he's going to try to do. He can fall right on that rail. He'll have an angle to go into the balls. That's why he didn't shoot the 3 a little while ago. He got good here.
Okay, and it looks like he would like to hit the 4 ball here. That would be the right ball to hit.
That's dangerous. 'Cause if you hit the 4, you can hit it thin and glance off it. I'd like going into the 7, less gamble.
24.
Well, that's the problem with when you go into a ball, especially that softly, you're just going to cause a possible congestion with the balls, and that's what happened.
You think he's going to miss the 6?
But he's an excellent shot maker, and he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Sure. He don't have any idea in his head to miss the 6. He's happy to see that one.
After pocketing the 6, he should then have some sort of an angle to shoot to 12, and then break open the 4 from the 7.
Right.
25.
That was nothing.
He hit that very cleanly. He went directly in the center of the pocket.
12 ball.
No, he needed to hit the 7 there.
Well, he's got the 7, but I would have gone into that softly. You didn't have to hit him hard there. Just brush into him softly.
No, he may have a problem here because he's frozen on the cushion. He really can't elevate because of the presence of the 14 ball. The 14 ball may preclude him from elevating because of the foul on all ball rule. The foul on all ball rule. Now, he hit that extremely well.
There goes the break shot.
Well, not entirely. He moved it
No,
away.
it moved a little bit, but not. He's still got an angle, and the rest of the pattern is perfect.
He wants to rest the cue ball against the cushion like he has done. He would like to be parallel with the 5 ball, somewhere near the side pocket.
29.
There it is.
Rack number 2 goes to Wiley, who now extends his lead in the match by 28 balls and is on a run of 28. So therefore, sometimes the first shot of a match in straight pool could be the only shot either player
Wiley 27.
Well, he got.
has. But, Wiley right now has control of the table. It's so important to have control of the table playing straight pool.
Yeah, he looks like right now the only thing can stop him is a bad roll. I don't believe he's going to miss anything. That's how he feels.
He feels, well, he seems very comfortable. I know his wife Angela is behind us now. And I think that CJ feels, and he looks very comfortable out there. Do you agree with that? She's shaking her head. She said, yes, yes, yes. And she should know, if anyone.
Yeah, she's reading a book.
She should know. She's reading a book? No. No, she's very intently watching this match on the monitor. There's CJ's wife right now on the monitor. Rick got a picture of her. And
29 is red. Yeah.
well, there I am. Hi.
Mr. Wiley,
There's Danny.
29 balls and shooting 5 balls.
So thanks a lot, Rick, for panning over here. We appreciate that, and we'll take care of you later.
You know where I got that reading a book stuff? A month ago I was playing in a tournament, and a player was playing, and his girlfriend was right near the table but reading the book. And when the match was over, he beat me. I scolded her. I said, you couldn't sit there and read a book if you were with me.
You're like that, though. You're such a bad loser.
Well, that's where I got the reading a book thing.
But you are a bad loser. Why do you let things like that bother you? That's just terrible. In the meantime, Wiley was able to put down the break shot, followed by another shot, and now he has a little bit of a problem. If he elects to shoot the 11, in my opinion, it's a very difficult shot, very difficult, because of the point of the side pocket. I myself may opt to play the 13-9 combination.
Well, I'll tell you, the 11 ball is a little bit off the rail, just a hair. I mean, I think he can shoot that ball.
Let's zoom in on that 11, Rick, and find out how closely to the rail it actually is. Danny, you got great eyes. I don't know
it's
why
a little
you're
off the rail.
Look at that. He could
How
tell.
did I get
oh my
eliminated?
goodness, that's amazing.
24, 32.
Yeah, but he had a shot on another ball which we didn't see. But he still has to deal with the 11. He would like to either shoot the 9 or the 13 to open up the side pocket for the ball that is left there.
Yeah, what Billy means is that if you get on the 11, you better have an easy position ball.
An insurance ball.
Right, you can't do much with the 11 except cinch it, and then you better have an easy shot.
So if he shoots the 13 now, then plays shape for the 11, he'll leave the 9 there for easy position off of the 11, which probably would be advisable since the 11 is really in a curious position.
Yeah.
It's really a tough ball to negotiate considering the location of the ball.
Yeah, he has to get that ball out of there pretty soon.
Yeah. Some of the balls that are down the table or near a cushion you can deal with at a later date. But this one here is really in a bad position. So the first opportunity you have to get rid of it, especially while the 9 ball is where it is, I think that he should take advantage of it. He's got the 6 in the side.
Another tricky shot. You can't do very much with it.
And then the 2 and the 1 got tied up. So therefore the balls simply really aren't cooperating. Now he's fallen short of the mark for the 11. Now he's going to have to get rid of the 9. And then after the 9, what does he have?
He's in a little trouble here, as far as getting the rest of the balls.
He's run 34 up to this point.
11's going to stop him.
Yeah, I really don't anticipate CJ running very many more balls considering the position of the balls on the table. And if he does, it'll certainly be impressive.
He's looking at cutting the 11 in right now. He's not only looking at doing it, he did it.
And that's something that a straight pool player would have never done, because the mentality of a straight pool player is to keep control of the table. And I don't see top straight pool players shooting that type of a shot that often.
Yeah, they would have been frightened to death to shoot that shot. But don't forget, it was off the rail a little, and if it's frozen, it's a little easier shot, but it didn't matter to him. But he's still got tricks to do here. Oh, off the point.
Okay, now it looks like he's finally come to an impasse here, and there's really no escape from here other than to play some type of a safety. And quite frankly, I don't know what kind of a safety he even has.
He don't have an easy one. He may be able to. No, he can't spin off the 1 and bank the 2 out and go upstream.
Now you open up the 4.
Right, 4 will come flying out. He could escape it probably just by rolling on the 4-8, but he'll get in trouble later then.
Then he goes up table.
Right. This is where the game gets like chess.
So now he's found himself in a little bit of a predicament here, and I think it's time to take a scratch possibly, maybe.
Well, it has to be useful to scratch, because EFREN can take a scratch too.
Well, since you're in this type of a position, I think that since you're not on 1 foul, you might as well take a scratch and give your opponent a chance to do something wrong.
He played safe. Good shot.
It was an excellent shot, and he used a lot of imagination to come up with that shot, which is,
Very
something
good.
that he attributes his one-pocket playing. He's been playing a lot of one-pocket lately, and
Yeah, that was a one-pocket
you need
shot.
imagination, in one pocket to be a successful one-pocket player, and that particular shot showed that he does have a good imagination, and it helps. It really helps.
EFREN had the same kind of shot he had to start all this. Not good.
Safety is allowed.
Well, CJ got rewarded for his perspicacity at the table and choosing to shoot the shot that he did. He's got rewarded for it. So he's back at the table. I don't know what he has to work with other than the 8. What else goes?
Eight ball. 1.
Oh,
2.
just one of those racks where they're going to run 1s. He tried to go 1 rail into the pile, and the high karate took. Ball straightened out, and it didn't glance like he thought it would.
Is allowed. It's 10.
EFREN Reyes is really on a roll right now. He has won the last 3 9-ball events that he entered. I do believe, but no, it's the last 2 9-ball events that he entered.
And an 8-ball.
And he won a World
right?
8-ball championship in Las
Yeah.
Vegas a short time ago.
1 ball.
He won the U.S. Open 9-ball event last year, which is the next event on the tour.
He's shooting a 3 here, I believe. Oh, whatever he did, it was a mystery. I didn't hear what he called, and after he shot, I still don't know what he called.
I believe he tried to cut the 1 in the upper left-hand corner, but he hit the 3 first prior to hitting the 1, and that's why he undercut the 1 by that considerable margin.
Yeah, he did hit the ball first. Well, CJ has to hit him with something here. Take advantage of this now.
How do you like this? How do you like the 3-4-1-2-12 break?
I don't.
You know, you can play position on the 12. There go 2 cushions in for the stack.
You would not believe this, but from this situation, the 1 ball is the best break shot. All you have to do is fall on that end rail, and you're shooting at a big target at the pile. Believe me, the 1 at this point is the best break shot.
It looks like a good break shot, but unless you play straight pool regularly,
Yeah.
I don't think this shot is that noticeable.
No, that's the whole thing here. He might not see that, but
So he'll probably choose the route that I suggested only because of his inability to shoot them less noticeable break shots. He's going to do what I suggested, the 1-2-12.
Yeah. But you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I've played it many times.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it would even been better if it was another inch closer to the bottom cushion.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with it the way it is now, but it just seems more appealing if it was a little closer to the bottom cushion. But it's very, very workable in the position that it's in now. He would like to get a straight-in shot on the 2. If he's able to.
Either way, he can get straight in on the 12 and shoot the 2 on the side and go 2 rails and break them. But meanwhile, he didn't get to either one of them. Unless he just slides past the 2 towards the end of the table and shoots the 2 in the side. You know, if he can miss the 2 closely on his side of it, he can have a real good break shot. He did. That was the shot.
And that was an excellent shot. Very nicely executed by Wiley, who now extends his lead in the match by 41, I believe, 41-0. CJ was just a 9-ball player a few years ago, and he decided then to take up other games, figuring that, hey, listen, I'm out to start playing as many games as I can. If I want to make a career out of this on the tour, and he owns a beautiful billiard room in Dallas, Texas, by the way, called Champs, but he was probably thinking, if I want to, oh, it's called CJ's, I'm sorry. It was called Champs at one time, but then he changed the name to CJ's. Okay, thanks a lot, Angela. I'm sorry. Anyways, he was thinking, I imagine, that, hey, if I'm going to play on the tour regularly and make a career out of this, I'm going to probably need to take up other games that will enhance my 9-ball game. So that's why he started playing 1 pocket, and now he's gone over the straight pool. And he's done quite well in both 1 pocket, and now we can see he's doing quite well in the straight pool.
Yeah, he'll continue to do well because he's only going to get better in 1 pocket and straight pool. He hit that perfectly.
And he got a little unfortunate with
the
the reward. Since he hit the break shot as nicely as he did, he's now only left with a difficult shot on the 8. And this is a difficult shot considering the position of the cue ball.
Right. This kind of thing keep coming with shots that they can wear on your nerves.
Very nicely struck.
He didn't even
No, he didn't take much
hesitate.
time. And there's a lot to be said about a player out there that doesn't take much time when he shoots a difficult shot, and that is, hey, I feel comfortable shooting this shot. Really doesn't need much respect, because I believe I can pocket this ball. Boom, he went right to it, then he put it down.
It's even more than that, and I like to see it. He just knew right away there was nothing else, and he got up and shot it. With a sense of looking at the balls for a couple of minutes, they're not going to change. He knew he was going to shoot the 8. He got up and hit it.
Exactly. He didn't dwell on the fact that he didn't get a good shot off the break. He just went ahead and dealt with what he had. And now he's found himself a little bit out of line here. I don't even know if he has a shot.
That's the inexperience with straight pool. You know, he just shot the ball and hoped he had a shot. And it doesn't work that way. He had to play position for a ball off that combination. Now I don't know what he has here. He don't have a good safe. He has no shot and a very difficult safe.
He doesn't have a very good safe at all.
Now would be the time to take a scratch.
But what kind of a scratch could he take?
I would roll the cue ball onto the 1 and see what EFREN does. And if he happens to sleep it, then I would go 1 rail off the 1 behind the 4. Only chance he's got.
I'll tell you what, that's an excellent call, by the way.
But that, again, is the inexperienced straight pool.
But he didn't really do that badly. He repositioned the 1 behind the 4, not leaving Reyes an offensive shot. So therefore, what he did wasn't really bad at all. and I think it's given him the advantage.
Yeah, he made a good shot, but I don't see any real big problem here for EFREN. The way he fans balls, I mean, he could fan this 4 and come near that chalk near the side. He can do a lot of things. He can even spin 2 rails and leave them at the other chalk way down near the Brunswick. Let him have the combination.
But what's going to happen to the 1 if he does that?
Yeah, well, he's going to, what's he doing? He's playing the 1. That's what he's doing. He made it too.
2.
You know, that's what I would recommend to youngsters out there or any newcomer playing the game. Play both hands. He could not have hit that ball as well with a bridge or without having experience left-handed. I mean, he hit that as good as he would right-handed. Very big to be able to shoot both hands.
Well, EFREN Reyes, in my opinion, probably plays better than anyone in the world with his opposite hand.
Yeah. If he entered the tournaments and had to shoot left-handed in the same tournament he shot right-handed, he might be ranked 1 and 2 in the 9-ball association.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as that, but you know, he's an excellent opposite hand player.
Yeah, that's what I said with a little exaggeration.
Yeah, and that's what I said too, with a little less exaggeration.
And we both got mustaches.
Yes.
Wow. But I don't dye mine.
Well, mine's not dyed. I quit doing that. Look, see. But you should dye yours.
Yeah, I remember you told me that once.
It'd be quite an improvement. Matter of fact, you could do a lot of things that would be an improvement.
Well.
Well, he's got a 10 ball for the break. He may play the 3, then back up for the 5 on the side, possibly.
6.
He wanted to get the 5 out of there, and I think he got pretty good.
He should get the 15 out of there. That's
well, that'll
really,
be next.
That's a real bad
That'll
ball.
be next. That'll be next.
7.
I don't even know if he improved the position of the break ball by doing that.
Well, he can still catch the pile, but now he has to try to get to the 13, and a little tough cue ball control here.
Certainly is. I wouldn't be surprised to see him going the 3 cushion route on the inside of the 9, playing safely either the 13 or the 9 in that fashion,
Yeah,
going toward the bottom cushion like so, 1, 2,
Yeah.
and 3. Now he has the 9 or the 13. He would have liked to fall on the 13, but if he didn't do that, he has a 9 as an escape ball.
And that's the way it came.
9 ball.
He's shooting his escape ball.
Now he has to make sure he gets above the 13, which quite often players are guilty of not doing that, and it stops a run. But not EFREN Reyes. He's able to get above the 13. Now he needs to force it to the cushion and back out, and I believe he's fallen short of the mark.
Much.
Well, I think, you know, the reason he did that is because of the angle that he had on the 13. He really didn't have what you call an ideal angle. It was very, very awkward.
See, I think that when he shot the 15, he shouldn't have played maybe 13, maybe 9. I think the big ball was the 13. He should have, with his ability, he should have played position definitely for the 13. He would have did much, much better.
Yeah, I also agree with that. And he actually fell on the wrong side of the 13. The other side of the 13 was the correct side to fall on.
Right. You don't want to hit the rail if you don't have to.
The Reyes got a 10 ball run. Shooting from the 10.
It looks like he has the type of an angle where it's possible that he could draw back and clip the 7 on his way back.
You're right, make another break shot. You're right, he has a chance to do that, but I don't know. He'd have to get lucky with the skill. That's what I mean. I think he could have hit it a little harder. But at any rate, it certainly wasn't a conventional break shot. Now it's back to safes. The left-handed shot again. Very big.
He'll probably opt to go up table 2 cushions here.
Yeah.
Safety is allowed.
Well, he left. I wouldn't have left him the edge of the 13 because, you know, the way this guy hits balls, he figures to make a good shot.
Well, it was either the edge of the 13 or the edge of the 5, and he passed the shot up. He didn't see it. It was available.
Yeah,
it was a relatively easy safety hitting the edge of the 13. But, you know, he was doing commentary with us the other day, and we showed him the strength of back kicking into the stack if he didn't have an available safety. I thought that he precipitously shot that ball, really not looking over the entire situation.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was a good thought had he not been able to see the 13, which he obviously from the monitor could see the 13.
Yeah, I helped him quite a bit the other night, too. He's on the winner's side, and I'm out.
Did you mean that you helped him by being eliminated? Is that what you mean?
No, I helped him. I mean, you know, that's how much smarter I am.
Well, if you could execute as well as he can, maybe you wouldn't be out now, because with your brains and his execution, this would be an almost unbeatable pair here, right?
Yeah, I would say. I would.
You know, well, I shouldn't say that. With your knowledge and ability to play the game, and your ability to choose the correct patterns, and stuff
and I
like
do, by the way, throw it out to the young players. I have nothing in me about helping them and having them use it against me. I know that was a flaw in the past with the older players.
That's very unselfish of you, and I really commend you for that. And I've always known you were that type of a guy.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly sure the players are grateful for
Except
your
you were
assistance.
playing somebody one time for money and you got mad because I showed him a shot.
Well, did it cost me?
Yeah.
Well, isn't there a legitimate reason to get mad?
I'm only kidding, really.
Well, I'm not.
But that has been a problem in the past. The top players should just offer their advice to, you know, young players and up-and-comers and fans. No secrets, you know. The old-time players kept secrets.
6 ball.
Well, this is going to come into that interesting game you were talking about. If EFREN can get through a rack or two easily, he might go all night. That's the thing about straight pool. You've got to get through a couple racks and you get into a rhythm. You don't get into rhythm. It's the worst game in the world to get into rhythm if the other guy's shooting, running 100 on you. See, these guys play 9 ball and they're used to getting up and down. Now suddenly they have to sit for long periods. It's a little different kind of temperament thing here.
He would like to go into the balls here.
Well,
but
see, I don't agree with you. Right now, there's no rush to go into the balls, and I advise players to just when balls go someplace, fall on the side they go in, and pick around them. That gives you a lot of cue ball control and development of cue ball control.
Oh, that's
these
that's
balls
very,
all
very
go
noteworthy.
without hitting them, and that's the way to play. And that's what he's doing. He's going to pick around these balls. Except in the case here, he may be trying to make a break shot. I don't know if he has the right angle that he could.
To nudge the 14 out?
No, he's just going to pick him, it looks like. He got a little funny here, though. 14 in the side. Does that go? No, he's got the 5.
5 ball.
But I like what he's doing.
7.
He's picking around them.
The 7 passes.
Yeah. And how's the 8 sitting? That in the rack? No, it's just out, but it's too close to the pile to leave that one.
I believe that he's going to use the 2 to nudge the 4 for his break shot
Right.
whenever he gets the opportunity to do that. That seems to be a very workable solution to the problem that he has, providing that he can attain the correct angle to do that with. That may be the problem.
8.
Looks like he may be able to do it like off of the 11-14-2-4. 15-11-14-2-4.
Well, what kind of angle is he having for right now? He could have drew out and hit the 14.
Well, I kind of like the 15-11-14 on the side. Draw back 2 and nudge the 4 out. You got the 8 right there.
Right. That's what you need when you nudge out a break shot. You got to have an insurance ball. Well, this is not how this.
I didn't like the way what he did there. Perhaps he didn't see the pattern I chose, and perhaps it was the wrong pattern I chose. I don't know. But
I liked your pattern.
8 ball.
He got funny now. He might be able to nudge it out here, just softly. Yep, that's what he did.
And he needed to hit it softly. Notice that how softly he did hit it, and it only almost, got to the pocket.
Yeah, well, he's got through the problems now.
72-23, Mr. Ross. 14. 13.
He's got an angle, but again, he fell a little short. But he's all right, except in this shot, you don't control the cue ball too well. A little more angle, you can just concentrate on making the 4 and do anything with the cue ball.
At the present time in the match, it's EFREN Reyes trailing in the match by the score of 23-44. And he does have a break shot, but not a very good one. And now's a perfect time before the referee, Pat Murray, racks the balls to acknowledge some of the sponsors of this event. Skillful Vending and Spot Shot Billiards are the primary sponsors of the event, along with Dufferin and Simona's 860 Cloth. The PBTA also helps sponsor this event, and we offer our congratulations of their support in this particular tournament. And he did have a break shot, but not a very good one, but he was able to knock out a few balls. Does the 7 go?
Yeah, well, not it. Yeah,
7 ball.
I can't see. It goes easily, sure.
15.
Fortunately, the 11 stayed in the vicinity, and that's the shot he'll shoot, opposite hand once again. Now, this is the 3rd time in this match that he's going to shoot a shot with his opposite hand, which only exemplifies the strength of being able to shoot shots with your opposite hand. And notice how effortlessly he's done that 3 times now.
Looks the same, left-handed or right-handed. Same rhythm.
8 ball. 17.
He's got a little cluster over there, but if he falls on the 15, that'll be over with. I would shoot 6, 9, nudge to 10, shoot to 15.
I think that's an excellent pattern considering the position of the balls. You know exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know, the route is clear. He's looking to draw off the 3 into the 12. A little haphazard possibly. I think that's what he's looking to do.
Yeah, that's a little more wild, but he should have a shot.
18.
But at the same time, it was a little gamble. He didn't open him real effectively.
Now it looks like he's going to be shooting the 12.
And knock more balls into that cluster.
19.
He's looking to utilize possibly the back pockets now. Maybe playing position for the 8 to the upper left-hand corner. That would eliminate the 8 ball. Maybe then the 2 goes into the lower right-hand corner. He could play position for that.
That's what he did. He's going to the 8, but he got a funny angle.
Well, if he pockets the 8 and brushes the 13, he'll work his way up table for possibly the 2 or the 5. Like so. Okay, now the 13 precludes him from shooting the 2. He's congested things quite a bit with that particular shot. Yeah. But the 6 is still a good ball because now he can play position for the 6, and then he can shoot the 1, possibly go into the 2 or the 15, or he could still do something from this position.
I think the 13 goes. I don't think he has to do anything like that. The 13
if the 13 goes, then that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
13 ball. 23.
I don't believe you want to save the 6 for the key ball. I don't like that ball, using that ball as a key ball.
No,
I would draw back here.
Now 1 to the 6, to the 2 to the 10.
1, 6, 2, 10. There's nothing wrong with that pattern.
25.
Well, he's fallen short. I'm surprised to see him fall that short. He precipitately shot that ball and really didn't take much time in preparation to shoot that particular shot, and it looks like it's cost him a little bit.
Cardinal error in straight pool. You visualize, are you better off undershooting it or overshooting it? In that case, he couldn't go wrong shooting too hard, but he could shooting too easy.
2 cushions back to the position that he's in now would be fine.
27.
Yeah, he improvised and got there.
And with that rack, he now edges a little bit closer to Wiley, trailing now by only, I believe, let me see, 37 to 44, 7 balls. And I'd like to also acknowledge some of the cue makers, the fine cue makers in the country that supported this event. Paul Motti from Pittsburgh, Tim Scruggs, Sam Sarah, and Giuseppe Cues, and thanks a lot for their support. Jim Rimpey, one of the undefeated players in the tournament. In a match between Rimpey and Mike Zuglin, one of the East Coast champions. He defeated Mike Zuglin by the score of 150 to 60 some odd balls, running 92 in that particular match. So therefore his presence was felt, at least in that match. And by the way, he was slated as one of the co-favorites, or the favorite in this event, if the Calcutta has any meaning to who's a favorite and who isn't.
Yeah. Almost like the Vegas input here. Jimmy went the highest in the Calcutta, so therefore he's the favorite to win the tournament.
Right, the Calcutta bidders made him the favorite in the Calcutta, and usually that's who is actually the favorite in the tournament, because if you're going to invest your money, you have to have some reason for doing it, and Rimpey went off the highest in the Calcutta.
30.
7 ball is positioned nicely for the break.
7 ball.
And then he got to stroke this, though, because he's going to go into the 8 off the 11. He's got to stroke it, which he's done.
32.
And the ball's opened up fairly nicely for him. He's got to move the 8 ball, which will open up the pocket for the 3 and possibly
Billy,
the 12.
you did improve, Billy. Someone said that today. Billy, you're getting better at this straight pool commentary. That is real good. Get the 8. That's what I mean for young players out there. Move balls that open up pockets and fall on the other balls that go. It takes the gamble out of the game, having to go into them, nudging them, because you can knock balls into trouble also.
Okay, right away he's opting to go to the problem ball, which is the 8 ball, opening up the pocket for the 3 and possibly the 12. And he's left himself a shot on the 15, the 9 on the side. He likes the 9 on the side, which drops him nicely for the 3 and possibly may even give him a position to move the 12 out.
I'd be looking, the 3 has a lot of openings. I'd be looking to get that 14 out of there, because that would be the break shot.
What he's looking to do, I think, now is to get the 15 out of there, so if he does have the opportunity to knock the 12 out off the 3, he doesn't have to worry about playing the combination. But no, he's opting to shoot the 9.
34. 39, Mr. Remke, 72, Mr. Ross.
I believe he's going to clear this side of the table, and then he's going to play position, maybe off of the 4 to drop onto the 14 possibly. Or he's going to drop onto the 14 now. Will the 14 pass?
I don't know. It's close. It's close.
And by his body language, if that's any indication of whether the ball will pass or not, it certainly won't, because if it did pass, I'm certainly sure he'd shoot it now.
Well, he's going to have chances to get there. He has to get the 3 out of the way, and then maybe with the 2, he can fall on the 14.
2 ball, 16 ball run.
And that seems to be the pattern that he's following. The 3-2 14.
58.
No, not the 3-2 14.
No, he shot it too hard. That's why. He was planning that, but he shot a little bit too hard. He doesn't like it. He's a little upset with himself.
Yes, he is. It would be ideal if he could bump the 11 here, just slightly. Bump the 11, sending the 11 to the right. Then the cue ball will then take its place. Now he's played the inside. Now he's going to have to shoot the 14, come around.
He does that stuff better than anyone. That was very tough angle to come off that rail and get past the 14.
Well, he slow spins balls so well, with any speed, I might add. Slow spin.
Yeah, well, that means
fast spin. It doesn't much matter to him.
40.
It gives you so many more paths when you have that kind of speed, because, you know, when Billy said slow spin the ball, that cuts out the glance. You know, more glance on that to start with. He never would have fell on the 14.
Okay, Reyes on a run of 41 finally takes the lead in the match by the score of 51-44 on a run of 41. And I also would like to acknowledge 2 fine bridge makers in the country today. Joe Russo. We've been playing with the Russo bridge now for quite some time. In the opinion of most of the pros on the tour today, the Russo bridge is the finest bridge in the country to use. And now there's a gentleman by the name of Mike Danner out of Seattle, Washington, that's come out with a great bridge. It's called the Stretch System, and when you learn to use this particular bridge, then and only then will you appreciate the value of the Stretch System. So I really highly recommend the Stretch System for anybody who wants to play the game, because it's really an invaluable tool.
Yeah, I really, I was kind of responsible for the interlocking Joe Russo bridge as a result of the 72 U.S. Open. I couldn't reach a ball, and later Joe had the idea to interlock them so you can go higher and still be firm. It is the greatest bridge in the game.
So 2 of the finest bridge makers have added their support to this event, and we offer our thanks to Joe Russo and Mike Danner.
A little lapse in concentration, and it hit the point.
Sometimes the most unexpected things happen, and that's due to pure carelessness. And quite often, runs are stopped because of carelessness. It's happened many times to myself, possibly to you, and probably to every other player that's on the floor tonight. But you know, you don't figure that to happen, and all of a sudden, whoop, it jumps up and it bites you.
You would have never figured he'd stop there, and he didn't figure it, and his concentration just went a little bit. And he missed the ball, shot it right into the point.
CJ's going for the 6 balls to the side pocket. He's been sitting in the chair now for a good 10 minutes. Something that is very uncommon for 9-ball players to sit in the chair that length of time. And playing straight pool, sometimes you're in the chair for 30 and 40 minutes.
And then you get up and you play safes for another 15, and you don't get in rhythm. That, you know, that's not every 9-ball player's temperament could handle that. But these are championship level people, so don't think it's hurting them at all.
Watch out, he doesn't want to brush the 13 there.
That would have been disastrous.
Had he brushed the 13, he would have found himself somewhere behind the 5 and the 4, with possibly only the 14 to shoot, and that certainly wouldn't have been appealing to him. Okay, now it's a good time, providing the 12 passes the 1 to break loose the 5 from the 4.
12 ball. 4. 7.
Now if he draws off of the 7 into the 5.
Yeah, he has a lot of room there. It's misleading.
5.
It certainly is misleading, but what he's doing now is he's taking away a lot of the balls that he may need for a break. Now the 5 ball is a possible break ball, but how do you attain an angle on it now that the cue ball is positioned almost parallel to the 7 near the cushion? It's hard for him to negotiate a position that will be viable for him off this particular shot.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to shoot the 5 next, but the 13 is out in the open. He just got to get those other balls apart. The 13's a break shot if he can get rid of these balls.
Possibly, or maybe he should have followed that shot and given himself a little better angle off of the 5 to negotiate the 13. Now he's pretty close to the 5, and he's going to hit a little further up the side cushion than he wants to if he intends to play shape for the 13 to open up the balls.
No, he's looking to play the combination there, and that could be very tricky. He's looking at that 2-15-9 combination.
And that's what he played position for.
Right.
Now the position of the second ball in this combination would tell the story naturally how the 2 ball is laying in relation to the second ball, and he's obviously
he's okay now.
Analyzed that particular position quite nicely. He dealt with it quite nicely. The balls are open, but he would like to leave the 2 for the break.
Yeah,
if the 13 wasn't there, that'd be great, but I think he'll play position for the 13 now.
It's a little dangerous.
Well, it's a little dangerous, but it's very effective if he's able to attain that
if he
shot.
does it, it's an easy rack. That's what he did. But he might have shot.
He may have gone a little too far. Watch out. Now, that was a very, very crucial shot, especially considering, how closely it is to the 14, and he could bypass his line of position very quickly if he's not careful.
Yeah, well, that's why I thought it was dangerous. But you were right. He had to try that because if he falls on it, there's no more problems, and he gets on a break shot and he keeps going. Now he has to improvise a little bit. Especially he's shooting a 2 ball. There's only 1 more break shot now.
Oh, he
overcut it. He overcut it.
Slow spin was the reason why he overcut the ball. He slow spinned that ball. And that particular shot, I think Reyes executes that shot much better than anyone in the country. That slow spin. He has such an understanding of deflection and masse when he plays. He just knows exactly how much deflection and masse is going to take place regardless of what type of shot that he has. And that's so important to have that understanding. And the players that do have that understanding are usually the ones that fare better in major events.
Just more tools in your box. That's it.
He would like to come down table for position on the 10. That way he could nudge the 15 out possibly with the insurance ball being the 2. But I think he's played himself a little off angle on this ball, the 14 ball. Therefore, he's going to have to reconsider and use some other route, some alternate route.
14 ball.
He'll try to go. He's going into the 10 and the 15 here, bumping something down table possibly.
That's good. 10 got knocked out too, I believe.
And the 15 is a decent break shot too, but he really can't play position for the 15 break shot because he can't fall onto the 10.
No, he's going to go 15 to 10.
He may even go round table here.
3.
It looks like from our vantage point that he's too thin on the 2.
Well, he wanted to get thin because that 10 is way up there. You can't tell from here, but that 10 was way up. Got perfect.
And this is a good break shot, and I believe this is a follow break shot with a little bit of right-hand English. He'll go then 3 cushions around table toward the center.
56.
Let's see what they look like when he lines them up to.
Mr. Wiley has 53.
If you're going any angle into the pile, you go out 1 rail to the left on the shot with a high ball.
He's more parallel with the break ball.
Right. If you're going into the pile on a parallel angle, then you go around 3 rails with right-hand English. I usually wait to see what it looks like when the rack is up there. Right now,
But, you know, about a veteran player with the experience that you have should recognize it before the balls are pushed up. Actually,
No.
and I don't mean to be critical, but I would think that would be the case. And if you're parallel, the more natural shot would be to go forward. Naturally, if you have to back cut the 10, you go forward with left English. If you are parallel, you go forward with right English.
Yeah.
And if you follow that guideline, that rule of thumb rule there, I think that you would fare much better shooting shots of this nature. Now he should go right-hand English going forward, spinning 3 cushions around the rack. Looks like he may be using the other English, Danny.
Yeah, because that's what I say. When the balls are racked, it looks different. You know, he was going on an angle into that 15 ball, and it was wiser to come out one rail that way.
Notice what he's doing here. He's going to shoot the 4-15, 14-1.
Yeah, I believe so.
7.
No, he's changing. Well, maybe he never did have his mind made up to do that, but of course.
But it would be a good idea, Billy.
8.
Well, this breaks him open.
This isn't bad either.
No.
And now he'll shoot this with possibly a high left English, spinning 2 cushions for the 15. That's for sure available.
You know, that's the thing to do. You play position for a ball off hitting clusters, and you don't die with it. You can improvise if something else looks better, you know, but you know you got that. I mean, even at this, he had the 15 no matter what. But he don't have to die with the 15. If something looks better from there, you know, you change the pattern.
So in that regard, him not shooting the 4-15, 14-1 may have been a little bit better, considering that he did have a good thought in mind by leading the insurance ball in the 15. Now this is where he really plays over everyone else in the tournament, and that's shooting shots like this. Not that they're that difficult, but his percentages on making this particular shot is way up there. He hit that a little roughly, but despite that, his percentage on making that particular type of a shot or shots of that nature is way up there. He very, very, very seldom misses a shot like that.
Yeah, you're right. He very seldom misses any shots, to tell you the truth.
Now it looks like the 7 or the 12, both of those balls are possible potential break balls. He's going to eliminate the 12 now, leaving the 7.
Yeah, he'll go from the 12, I believe, to the 13, to the 6, to the 8. He's doing something else.
Maybe he's going to the 15 now. Now would be a good time to get the 15 and 14 out of the mix, getting them balls off the table. But it looks like my call was wrong.
He's thinking a little funny, and with his talent, he'll get them all anyway. But I like 6 and the 8. You know,
The only
just
thing
having to hit balls again is never any good.
The only thing I can see is that he's going to save the 14 for his key ball, shooting the 15, 14, playing position for the 7 in that fashion.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
12, 14.
Got funny again?
He sure did.
He's getting a
I
little
think he's
off
getting
angle.
caught in between thoughts right here.
Yeah.
You know, it would be nice if he would have laid nicely for the 6, but if you're going to play position for the 6, you have to make sure that you attain the correct angle off of the 6, considering, this is another option.
Yeah, sometimes there's so many paths that you get a little confused, as great as you are.
14 ball.
And that's what it looked like here. He could have gone 6 or 7 different ways here, and this is how it wound up. And I'm sure he's going to fall on the break shot.
6 ball. 17.
Well, I think he could have gotten a little better on this shot. Now he has to elevate, or he's going to go
No,
forward.
he'll go forward. He'll shoot the 3 in the pocket near him.
18.
Go 1 rail to the break shot.
Well, now the 1 rail to the break shot is out. I think he's going to have to go 2 cushions again. Now, this is a much more difficult shot than going 1 cushion, because speed now becomes very crucial when you shoot a shot like this.
You don't have as big a target.
And you're going away from the ball and creating a longer shot for yourself for the break ball, and that's not good. but nevertheless, he was able to handle the situation nicely. Leads in the match by the score of 70-53.
Yeah, the one rail around that shot, it has a much bigger target. Once you pass the 7, you're in line all the way.
Exactly.
Crossing, cutting across like that, your target's much smaller. But he has such cue ball control that he can do any of that.
But still, it's still not a reason to play position in that fashion because your speed is so good. Why don't you simplify things?
Yeah, under extreme pressure. Well, he don't need the bridge right now.
We ask you to keep the noise down out of respect for the player.
Well, this is one of the areas in his straight pool game that he definitely needs improvement on, and that's negotiating the break shot in terms of what English you should use: high ball, low ball, middle ball, whatever. Different types of strokes.
He might be shooting to 15 here. I don't mean
use.
to interrupt you, but he might be shooting to 15 on a billiard.
Maybe the 12 ball.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he had a wow, what a shot.
Yeah, he should consider himself quite fortunate that after executing the break shot the way he did, to come up with his shot like the one he ended up with, because he was totally out of line off of the break shot.
Yeah, he was.
But he definitely got rewarded. Sometimes it's
there's a lot of
undeserving reward, but that's just the nature. Like I said before, that's just the nature of pool. Sometimes you get rewarded for things that you err on, and other times you get unrewarded for great shots.
Yeah, there's a certain way to hit break shots, and all the players that have been playing for years know how to hit them. Next time that comes up, I'll bet you he don't wind up on the end rail. He is that kind of player. He learns from little mistakes and still keeps to the table.
Three ball. 24. Two ball. 25.
He'll just nudge the 5 very softly. This is the type of a shot that he really is good at playing.
Yeah.
He's such a great finesse player.
Yeah, knowing what's going to happen to balls when you hit them, that's very good. The reaction of balls you're billiarding with the cue ball, it's good to have control of those also.
10 ball. 28.
Once again, we see him utilize the ability to play opposite hand. Oh, the ball skidded a little bit, but nevertheless found its way into the bottom of the pocket. CJ in the chair just nudging forward as he saw EFREN slightly miscue on that particular shot.
Yeah. Players only notice when the other player wobbles the ball in. They say with big pockets. When they do it, it was a good shot.
5 ball.
Looks like he's going to choose to use the 1 ball as the key ball.
Well, it's not really. The 13 would have been.
There were a lot of balls on the table that were better suited to be a key ball than the 1.
This one, if you get straight, you have a problem. That's just what he did. Now he's going to have to come with a stroke all the way back and forth.
I don't know if he has the angle to do that.
He don't. I think he's straight in.
I think if he has an angle at all, it favors the left side of the ball, and that's not good.
Well, this anyway, pointing to it. This is why the 1 wasn't a good ball to get to for your key ball.
Exactly. I thought that he should have played a little more careful when he shot the 2, which was positioned on the same rail, then shot the 1 and dealt with it from that position.
Well, he's got a break shot for sure. These you always break the pile with.
Unless you miss cue. Yeah, but what
he would have rather been in the middle of the table.
Yeah, what Danny is saying is that if he puts the 15 ball down, he definitely will hit the rack.
Yeah, he definitely.
and break them nicely.
34 ball run, shooting the 15 ball.
But once again, you know, I have to bring up a point. If I had to choose a player in the world to shoot this type of a shot, it would be an EFREN Reyes because of his ability to cut balls thinly. But that time, it wasn't thin enough.
You got him, Billy.
Well, what are you going to do? You know?
You got him. Well, that was the whole story about not falling on the break shot properly, and he'll get better at that too, if there are any more straight pool tournaments.
Yeah, well, he's going through a learning process now, as C.J. Wiley is. And I hate to deal with these two players in another 6 months from now, providing that they continue to play straight pool on a daily basis. But both you and I know that's not what's going to happen. We just happen to have a straight pool tournament here in Portland, Maine, and they just said, well, what the heck? Why don't I play in that tournament? I play pretty good pool. I got a chance. And believe me, both of these guys are playing well.
Well, you said it just happened to have straight pool. It's not just happened to have. Grady Matthews worked real hard to put this together. You know, he is trying to keep straight pool alive.
4.
Boy, he could have had a little problem there if that 12 stopped in front of the 10, but he's all right. Got the 9. Go one rail to the 312.
9 ball. 6. 12.
The 7 is a nice ball to shoot, opening up the 13 from the 2. He can draw back and play position for the 7 possibly.
Yeah, he has the 7.
I think that if he draws the ball from the 7, he won't really move the 2 that far. But if the 6 goes to the side, that's even better.
Yeah, he gets a little better shot on the 7.
Okay, now the 2 won't really move that far. He's got the 3 for an insurance ball.
7 ball. 9.
Now the only other problem that I can see out there is the position of the 14 in relation to the 8. What type of a situation does he have with the 14 and 8 as closely as they are to one another?
Well, the 8 goes in this this pocket right where he is right now. If he falls on it properly, he'll billiard the 14 and shoot it in the other corner pocket. That's what I would be looking to fall on right now. But he decided to go into him. He didn't want to bother with trying to, fall real close and all that. So he just used power.
And he could have used a 3 to fall underneath the 8 for his position at the other end too, which is something. Watch out! Watch out! He's okay. That's fine. Looks like he's going to shoot 13, 3, 14.
13 ball. 12.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
He would then like to draw the cue ball slightly, giving him the option for a 1 or 2 rail position shot off of the 14 to fall onto the 2.
Once again, if he can, the 1 rail off 14 is best because of the big target. I'd love to see him come back maybe about 4 inches.
13.
No, he got straight in. Well, he's got a little angle. He's going to have to pound under the 2, I believe.
Well, he really needed an angle. You have to keep an angle on most shots.
14.
Yeah.
This was wrong, but I don't know how well he fared with shooting the shot in this fashion. Had he drawn the ball back off the 3, then he would have given himself an option to go either 1 or 2 cushions for the break ball. But he's enjoying himself out there now, and
Yeah.
it's a learning experience for, like I mentioned, both players, and they're both enjoying themselves, and hopefully they both can play well. He does have a slight angle. Now with the shot that he's left himself with, Danny, it really takes a good stroke to not only break the balls, but to get away from the rack unscathed in terms of scratching. If he goes forward here, he runs the risk of scratching. But if he goes backwards, if he draws backwards, okay, then he has to make sure that he's able to get off the rack.
Yeah, he's going to pound this with a real hard draw stroke.
Right, now that was a great shot. He was able to get away from that burdensome rack, come away with a shot.
A little extra second effort with the cue ball there. That powerful draw stroke.
Now he created a nice
Break shot.
ball in the 10 ball for a break shot, which he'll play nice position off the 3. Wiley trailing in the match 84-67. But has a lot to say about it right now because he's at the table.
18.
That was a 9-ball shot. He could have brushed off the pile and played position for the 1, but he elected to smash him now.
And the reason young players, the likes of C.J. Wiley, prefer to shoot shots in that fashion is because they really don't want to deal with picking balls off and going around balls and picking balls off. They would rather open up the balls and have an open table where they have the options of going here, there, or there, opposed to going around balls and picking balls off. And I can understand his thinking. But he then got a little careless there, mishitting the 13, and now Reyes is back at the table. And Reyes is a very dangerous man to leave at the table, or to let back at the table.
He came with one of those shock shots where you don't expect him to miss, but that power playing, you live by the sword, die by the sword. You know, he could have finessed around everything.
So an unexpected opportunity for Reyes popped up, and Reyes is grateful for it at the table. If the 7 and the 8 are lined up, I would then deal with it in another fashion, but I was going to suggest breaking him loose off of the 1, possibly going into the 9 here.
Now this is a little bit of a gamble
Well,
right here.
he has to be really unfortunate not to come up with a shot here.
Yeah.
2.
Get the 6 inside.
Well, he's got the 5 in the corner. That doesn't present much of a problem for him. He's got the 6 in the side.
No, the 6 is a tough angle, by the way.
Yeah,
He's
very
got
tough.
the 11 or the 5.
The 5 will be probably the shot he'll shoot.
I say 11. No, he can't even hit the 11. You see on the monitor here, he can't even hit the 11 where he has to. So that left 1 shot.
Oh, he hit that really roughly, and I don't know.
Another rare miss. See, these guys are missing shots they would never miss in 9-ball. Don't you agree, Billy?
Yeah, well, Reyes returns the favor. CJ jumps out of the chair, smiling a little bit like, hey, he misses too, you know? And so therefore, he doesn't feel that badly now because he missed an easy shot. Reyes turned around and missed the shot too, but it wasn't as easy as the shot Wiley missed, but still, Wiley's at the table with another opportunity.
And it's a pretty good opportunity when a player like Reyes gets up and hits you with a 2. You know, it's nice to get back up quick. He didn't get punished badly. In fact, Reyes helped him. Reyes opened him in the meanwhile. You know, they weren't open when CJ was at the table. Maybe it was strategy.
Strategy.
Let Reyes open them for him.
I hate to
then
gamble on that strategy.
1.
It looks like he's going to use the 12 to open up the 7, 9, and 8, but he has to be careful here because he may not come out with a shot if he gets underneath the 7.
2.
You mean like this?
Oh, he's frozen himself to the 7.
He's got the 9.
If he's got the 9, he could consider himself fortunate to have the 9.
Yeah, he's got the 9.
9.
Still little things to do. He did it though.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, he made an excellent shot.
That's the break shot.
In his ability to reposition the 7 for a break ball.
8 ball.
Inside English. A bit less glance off of the 8 ball. Assuring himself not to run into the 7.
6 ball. 13. 5.
Well, it looks like he's going to save the 5 ball for the key ball here. There's no reason for him to go 15, 5, 11. That's really totally incorrect. He should go 15, 11, 5. Now he has to play position on the 11, where
He already had position on the 11.
end up with a good angle off the 11 to drop for the break shot. The 5 ball was a much better ball
Good observation.
to
Billy.
play opposed to 5-11. 11-5 was much better.
Yeah, when there's balls upstream there, you're best getting rid of all the balls down here and then go there last rather than go up and down. He doesn't. He's got a little tricky stuff
Well,
here.
that's what happened. His inexperience as a straight pool player has come back to bite him once again here.
Yeah.
You know, playing a lot of cue ball movement like he did there is really not advisable. Now he has to opt to go for the side pocket break shot, which is still a good break shot, but not nearly as effective in terms of accuracy
Right.
as the corner pocket break shot. But you can hit the corner pocket break shot with velocity, with force, open up the balls. The side pocket break shot you have to be a little more careful with. And carefulness is really not one of his attributes. I mean, he would like it to be, but unfortunately it's really not. So therefore, a straight pool is really a real good disciplined sport for him to play.
Oh, I'll tell you another thing. After a few of these straight pool tournaments, his 9 ball will get better, and his 1 pocket.
It'll discipline him, and he will be naturally more careful at the table, because when you're careless playing 9 ball, you can get away with it most of the time, or a lot of the time, I should say. But when you're careless playing straight pool,
Could be fatal.
you lose many more matches because of that reason.
Well, he's got the 7. Made a good shot there.
Seven ball. 14.
Well, it looks at the 15 ball as a possible ball he could break open the stack with. He can shoot the 4, 5, 15.
Yeah, that's see that little insurance ball. What Billy's saying, if he shoots the 4, 5, 15, and leaves the 9 right there, that makes you able to shoot softer and control the cue ball better with less gamble. You know, you don't have to go into that cluster real hard. They're not glued together.
16.
You can go into them softly and nudge 3 or 4 more out, and you got the 9 ball for sure. That is how to play straight pool.
And the more you play this game, the better understanding you'll develop for the game and other games. And like I mentioned before, it teaches you discipline.
See, he didn't have to shoot that hard because he disregarded the insurance ball there.
Exactly.
See, and now he could have a problem because of it. That's why you're supposed to go into those balls softly and assure yourself the 9. I thought he was doing that because it laid perfectly.
Yeah, it did, but he was really unaware of the value of the insurance ball in the 9 and opted to go ahead and shoot that particular break shot much too hard when then he lost his equity of the 9.
He lost control of the cue ball because of it, and he'll learn this. He'll learn this. You see, now it isn't like you can hit clusters and you automatically have a shot, as you can see. You know, it doesn't happen.
Well, if the 9 wasn't there, then I don't have any problem disagreeing with the way he shot that particular break shot. But
Right.
that wasn't the point in the case. The case was is that the 9 was there, utilize it, it has a value, utilize the value of it.
18.
Well, he made a combination. It was a combination pretty dead.
The 14 ball was positioned very nicely on the left side of the rack, and I do believe he has a shot on the 13, which he should shoot and follow forward for the 8, I do believe, if he does have that shot.
He has. There's absolutely no problems here.
19.
Now, these are the types of racks that are very easy to negotiate. So therefore, he did get rewarded for his ability to open up the balls, and he didn't get stung with his inability to use the 9 ball as an insurance ball. So in this particular case, he can consider himself fortunate that he was able to work himself into this position.
Plus, he had a dead combination. That is a little fortunate. And the thing is, he can play great pool this way, but to have big, high, consistent runs, you can't do it this way.
No.
Because next time, the 12 won't be dead, And, that's an accidental shot anyway.
The same thing happened for Reyes, if you remember earlier in the match when he shot the break shot, drawing the cue ball down the other end of the table, only to find himself with a dead 12 ball combination out of the stack. So therefore, it works for you sometimes and it works against you sometimes. This time it just happened to work for CJ.
But over a 100-year period,
we'll all be gone. Nothing will make any difference. It just won't make any difference. But as long as we're here on Earth, doing the things we love to do, let's do them as well as we can do them. And this is a real great learning experience for both players.
Yeah.
24. 3 ball.
And it looks like this match is shaping up to be just exactly the type of a match we expected to see.
Photo finish here. Both players getting plenty of chances.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying both players are getting plenty of chances, but both players, taking advantage of opportunities. And naturally, we expected to see carelessness on the part of CJ because, he's not really a careful player. Reyes' inability to understand the game as well as the great straight pool players has shown.
The break
Therefore,
shots.
it's been right.
EFREN has
It's been
to
the type
polish.
of match we anticipated, and we're getting it.
EFREN has to learn control the cue ball off the break shots, but he will. He picks things up so fast.
93-86, Wiley with the
Wiley
lead.
got a 23 ball run.
Racing to 150. I know both of these players would really love to win this match. For either one of these players, winning this would really be a feather in their cap, particularly when they're ranked number 1 and 2 in the world on the tour today.
But there's another rating that's not in magazines officially. It's the best all-around player. And if he can beat the 9-ball players in straight pool, he can lay claim to being the best all-around player because he plays one pocket, maybe the best, 9-ball the best. Now, if he can come with straight pool title, he's got to be rated one of the best all-around ever.
Well, quite frankly, in my opinion, he's clearly and unarguably the best all-around player in the world today, and perhaps the best all-around player to ever played the game. Regardless of whether he wins the straight pool event or not, I still recognize him as the best all-around player in the world today.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But of course, if he happens to win this straight pool tournament, that would just solidify his position as the greatest one-pocket 9-ball and straight pool player.
And he won an 8-ball title.
Yeah, well, and that's right. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. The 8-ball title that he won, the World 8-Ball Championship in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I believe the last 2 times that we've had 8-ball tournaments, he's won them. He won the Jim Willard 8-ball event in Aurora, Illinois.
3 ball. 27.
So he has quite a few major events under his belt in a relatively short period of time. Within the last year alone, he's won 4 events. He's won 3 9-ball events and an 8-ball event. He's ranked number 1. Wiley ranked number 2.
And it's amazing to me that so many of the Philippine players have this great knowledge. They must have had somebody over there to watch or something. How did they get all this tremendous knowledge?
Sometimes that is a mystery that may never be solved. There are certain, nationalities that just play certain games better. For instance, weren't the Japanese the best ping pong players in the world at one time?
Yes.
Why is that so? If you ever seen a Japanese man with a ping pong paddle, you knew not to go around it. And now if you ever see a Filipino with a pool stick, hey, that's definitely a red flag if you want to hustle.
Yeah. There's so many of them.
Got to stay away from him.
32. 6 ball. 33.
Well, finally,
Billy was wrong.
Finally, Pat said something. He said the best ping pong players were Chinese, not Japanese. Well, thank you for the correction, Pat. Thank you.
And they don't like calling it ping pong. It's table tennis.
Well, yeah, right. Rick Bowley, what he said, what about Forrest Gump? He played a mean game of ping pong himself. Excuse me. Thank you, Rick. And as soon as this rack is concluded, we're going to have to change the tape. Bear with us. We will be back momentarily.
That was a great shot there. It looked simple, but that made everything easy now.
Now he has to be careful if he chooses to use the 12 ball as the key ball. I myself would rather use the 13 as a key ball because he has a lot more room to work with off the 13. Now if he uses the 12 ball as a key ball, he has to get a lot more precise on it. I just kind of like the 13. He can do a lot more with the 13.
36.
See, there was a lot of areas on the table where he wouldn't have fared well.
Yeah, he got perfect.
37.
Well, if you handle it like that, then I suggest that
Yeah,
you
he
use the
fell
12.
perfectly on the 12. He got perfectly.
Okay, we're going to change the tape. We'll be right back.
7.
Okay, we're back, and I believe the score at this time is a 107 for Wiley, 86 for Reyes. Wiley at the table, naturally, as that's the man who's out there now. This shot has to be struck very softly with inside English. Very softly, inside English, playing shape for the 15, I believe.
39.
Nicely done. Now he can go one cushion up for either the 11 or the 8, or
the
possibly
7.
even the 13. The 7?
7 goes in his pocket near him. But he can use, like you say, the 1, 8, or 11 to get to the 7.
15 ball. 40.
Yeah. 7 goes. and
The
that
11
opens
to the
the
7.
12.
The 11 to the 7, after hitting the 7, try to go maybe into the 2, with the insurance balls now being the 13-1 and possibly the 8.
41.
Yeah,
Now,
you're
if he hits the outside of the 2, he goes away from the stack, and he has the 13 and 1 as insurance balls. I don't like going forward. For going forward, he can get
That's
in
a
trouble.
gamble.
He can get in trouble going
It's a
forward.
gamble. See, that's stuff he has to learn. It's a gamble, and he's getting away with it. But it'll catch him at the wrong time someday.
Six ball.
Took a little extra time on that shot, if you noticed
him,
that, you know.
yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's starting to learn the importance of being careful at the table.
Did you notice he just nudged that 10 ball? He could have messed that layup. But he didn't have to hit that 10 because the 10 and the 14 both went in his pocket.
Tell me, Danny, quickly, do you like the 9 as the break ball, considering the position of the 13?
Yeah, would have to be.
And I think that's what he likes also. He likes the 9. Well, he allowed the cue ball to get away from him slightly.
He's okay.
Yeah, but you would like to have shot the 10 as your next to last ball, possibly playing position for the 13. That's sort of like layout sits kind of natural.
14.
Well, being that he has no tough shots, he can improvise and fall on that break shot.
Now looks like he's going to go 12-1, 2-13.
12 ball. 14 ball run. 48.
Or he could even go 1-13-2. It doesn't really matter. He's going to do it this way.
Or he can go 2-1-13.
49.
Yeah, he got good.
Well, that's ideal, from the position that he shot the 2 in. This is ideal for the 1 to the 13. He's close to the 1. He'll be able to control the cue ball. But of course, playing position for the 13 in the side, you must make sure that you obtain a straight-in angle on the 13. That way you don't have to travel down table and back up toward the 13.
Straight in or this angle. You can't get the other angle.
The other
where
angle
you have
is-
to cut it. Then you're this way. If you got real funny, you can go one rail into the chalk and back out to the middle.
15.
I think he just can stick right there,
51.
which he did. Well, he's on a roll here.
He
you know,
certainly is. He
he's
has
getting out.
71 balls, only needing,
No, he has
121 balls, only needing 29. That's actually 2 racks, 14 and 15.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's only 2 racks away from winning this match.
He needs one more break shot, is what it comes down to, the math of it. If he falls on one more break shot, he will need all the balls next rack. That's what he's playing.
Okay, now this break shot is one that I myself have a problem negotiating. How do you shoot this particular type of a break shot?
I think he's pretty high up on the, the 9's pretty far up. I think he's got to hit the cue ball high and smack it. I think he can get away with just smacking it, hitting it high.
Yeah,
The cue ball won't go anywhere. He looks like he's hitting center ball. This can glance and do something funny.
Well, he got a kiss off of the 13, which may have precluded him from scratching, but
He's got the combination 13-5 or the 1 ball.
I myself would rather shoot the combination because after the combination, you're back in line again. If he's able to put down the 1, notice the position of the 10 in relation to the 2.
I guess he's shooting the 11. Tricky.
53.
He's got control of it. He has to figure a way to get that cluster open now, and he can go on with it.
It would be nice for him to play position for the 5 now if he could do that.
No, how about the 13? Can he make the 13 right now? That wouldn't be a bad time to go into the ball's 1 rail.
2 ball.
He's not looking at it, but he should be.
54.
Did you see the angle he had on the 13?
I don't think he had a very good angle on the 13 to break the balls with. It was a little awkward, more straight than he actually would like it.
1 ball. 55.
Well, he better fall on the 5.
It's getting kind of
properly.
thin now, so therefore this is the crucial shot in the remainder of this rack up to this point because he must fall on the 5 nicely and fall on it nicely. He did.
Perfect.
Now I like hitting this break shot with some speed because you have to get away from the 6. The 6 could interfere.
You're right. This one you do.
13.
This one you do pound.
57.
And that's exactly what he did do, pound it. Notice the position of the 15 close to the bottom pocket. That's always nice to have that happen.
6 balls a break shot.
58.
So like we mentioned, he needs this rack and 1 other rack, and he'll be able to close Reyes out. 6 ball is the break shot. Why is he looking at it now?
I don't know, because it's the easiest shot. But that's a bad shot. He should have played the 12.
60.
Why did he do that? He doesn't have a break ball.
Well, let me tell you what can happen now. He can glance 3, 8, and knock the 12 out and have the 7. He didn't do it.
61.
He still doesn't
Went
have
forward.
a break ball.
The 8 ball.
He still doesn't have a break ball, and I have no idea what he was thinking of when he shot the 6.
He just wants to keep to the table and not miss. He's got the 8 ball.
But you know as well as I do, that's not the way to think in this position.
If you're a 9 ball player playing in your first straight pool tournament, then that's
Not the way to think. I don't care if you're
not.
an 8 ball, 7 ball, 6 ball, 9 ball, or whatever kind of player you are playing your first straight pool tournament. You have a chance to win here. You should recognize there's no other break balls available but the 6. Why do you eliminate it? I don't understand that.
He just wanted to keep cinching balls and make sure that he stayed to the table. And
I
he figured
don't agree with
something
that.
like this. No, I'm not agreeing with it either.
No,
but
I don't
I'm
agree with
giving
what you're saying,
yeah.
the way he was thinking, because he managed to
No, that's no
reposition
good.
the 12.
That's still too high. He
It's
can't-
too high, but it's reasonably workable.
It's not a good break shot. He should shoot the 12 right now, the 13, the 10, and then the 8. That would be his style. Don't forget, he only needs 1 break shot in the 15 balls next rack. He should be shooting this 12. This 12 is too high. If he saves that 12, I'll make a prediction that there's going to be some safeties soon.
Well, I kind of like your pattern much better. I like the 12, 13, 10, 8.
Look at this. How about that pattern? There it again was being able to shoot left-handed rather than the bridge. Yeah. He made a mistake. He got confused that rack. I knew that when he shot the break shot, he wasn't thinking properly, and it caught him.
Yeah, he was definitely confused in shooting the break ball and the 6 ball. But I don't know why he did that. I don't think it was because he wanted to cinch balls, because he really isn't in that mode right now of cinching balls, because he's been playing quite well.
Thank you.
So it's now 131 for Wiley, 86 for Reyes, and 86 is really not that far away from 150 when you have the ability that of an EFREN Reyes.
Handball.
Needing 64 balls.
1.
Yeah, over the years, I never felt secure with a big lead over a top player if he were at the table. You always feel like they're going to run out on you.
Okay, now Reyes has an option here, and he has the opportunity to eliminate now the 13 and the 12 on the side, leaving a nice break shot in the 8. Let's find out whether he recognizes that the 8 ball is a better break shot than the 12.
Nope, he don't recognize it. That's pretty high.
Perhaps the 8 ball was a little farther away from the bottom cushion than what we figured it was from our vantage point. Sometimes it's hard for us to see
I looked
that.
at the monitor, and it looked like the way to go. See, he knows it now. This isn't a good break shot.
132.89.
It's high.
It's pretty high, and I agree with you. It's not really a good break shot because it is as high as it is.
And you can't shoot it hard, therefore, because if
you shoot it hard, you miss
it
the rack.
glances, you miss the rack.
You
The
miss the
harder
rack.
you shoot, the wider the ball glances on your angle. So
Unless
now
he-
he has to shoot soft, which means they're not going to open well. I just think we're going to be looking at some safeties. We'll see.
Well, if he shoots it soft, I think they will open up well enough for him.
Well, we'll see. You got the 2 on the side.
Yeah, they did open up pretty nicely.
Open up well.
The 15 passes, the 7's there for a position ball. So therefore, it looks like he's got a lot of options here.
Yeah. But he's got an angle on the 2, so he can't just shoot the 2 and go to the 7. Therefore, he's shooting the 5.
He's going to try to spin 2 cushions in between the 10-2 for
Go
position.
right to the 7.
For position for the 7, possibly.
Yes, he did.
And I think he's fallen a little bit short of the mark that he wanted to end up in for the 7. If he shoots the 7, it looks like he may end up a little high on the 15, unless he applies a little inside English. And you know
That
that
makes it
we
tougher.
really don't want to do that.
No. Sometimes the ball will twist.
Okay, he's
He's going to try to do it.
exercising the option here to shoot the 7. Little
He did
inside English.
6.
Yeah, he overdid it.
Well,
but
he did overdo it.
But he wanted to do that, I think. He wanted to go to the 14. I don't think that was, just a bad shot, because he's not even close. That's not effort. He did what he wanted to do.
No, he could play 14-10-2 on the side and break him that way.
14 ball. 7.
I don't like breaking him off the 8, really. I like breaking him off the 2 ball, playing 8-10-2 on the side.
You're right. That would be the best way to do it, because the cue ball goes nowhere.
Yeah. Right here, I don't know. He has to. He can get unlucky shooting this shot if he breaks him now.
8 ball.
I like playing 8-10-2.
8. 12 ball. 10 ball.
Could it be going into him now?
He is. Definitely is.
9.
And he didn't get a good piece of them. He tried to go into closer to the 3, and he went by them, and he has no shot. Well, he has a shot. He has the 2, but, at this stage of the game, with your opponent maybe 1 inning away from beating you, you don't want any risky shots at all. And this is sort of risky, because he has to shoot this and try to get to the 11 ball.
And this is going to be quite difficult.
It's going to be one of his soft. He overcut it. He overcut it. That was all that reverse English, that left-hand English. That could be curtains for EFREN.
6.
Wiley steps to the table, needing. He's got 132, I do believe, leading 18 balls. 9 in this rack, or 8 in this rack, and 10 in the following rack.
9 ball must go.
Oh yeah, 9 ball.
2.
EFREN needs some help now. It's not in his hands any longer.
Well, he should play the 6. Doesn't matter if he stops for the 4 or draws back, moving the 3 and the 1, because he's got the 15 as an insurance ball if he shoots it in that fashion, but he must play the 6 now. I kind of like drawing back into the 3 and 1. With some speed, that is, because he really can't move to the 13 if he splits the 3 and the 1 here.
Is he going to shoot all the break shots again?
Okay, he's going to shoot the 11 off. I like shooting 11 off and nudging the 1 ball past the 15 here, like this. This is nice. I kind of like maybe even shooting the 3 now.
Yeah, I was thinking
the
that.
3 now, saving possibly the 4 for the key ball. 3, 15, 1, 4. Well, this is fine. The 3 ball, I think, is a bad ball to use as a key ball.
You have to get perfect, but therefore you should try to get that 1 rail angle. You know, you don't want to try to get that little angle where you punch it and fall on the 11. You're better off playing for the 1 railer. He's shooting the 3 next, or trying.
Well, he's fallen short of the mark.
Yeah.
Now he has to. He's struggling right now, and the reason is because he really doesn't understand the importance of eliminating the 3. By allowing the 3 to stay on the table only complicates situations for him later in the rack, and that's why he's kind of like baffled. And once again, as you see, he's left the 3, the bad balls to leave. He's found himself in an awkward position.
Yeah, this is, again, straight for inexperience. You know, the last 5, 6 balls have to be played right. You can't just get them off the table. You have to have a design in your mind. Now he's going to try to draw 1 rail and miss the ball. EFREN gets another shot. Will EFREN shoot the 3, fall in the break shot, or will he try to out-safe him?
EFREN.
He's shooting the 3.
EFREN doesn't want to shoot the 11, you know that. But I think in this situation, he was almost forced to shoot the 11 because there's so much more at risk than there is reward.
Yeah,
you know, the risk is much more hurting than the reward, because if he misses the 3, he's going to lose the match.
Yes, but if he shoots the 3, he has a chance to stay at the table and win it. He hit it just clean as can be. A little further away than I'd like to be on a break shot, but that don't bother him.
By choosing to shoot to 3, he already prepared himself that he was going to have a long, tough shot on the 11. So that was part of his thinking there. He realized that he had to shoot tough shot to win this match.
I like that thinking there, because he doesn't want to sit in the chair or play safes and all that. He's behind. He wants to get back in this game, and he needs to come with a 50-ball run here. I like that. That was a gutsy shot. They're both feeling the pressure here right now. You know, it's they're both been so solid playing 9-ball under pressure, but just mix that little confusion in there, and they're pressing a bit.
2.
Oh man, they open up like a Shaw umbrella here.
A Shaw umbrella. Brings back memories, the Shaw umbrella, doesn't it?
Yes.
3 ball.
Our good friend Barry Shaw
3.
and the Umbrella family.
Barry's down there in Vera Beach right now, isn't he? On the ocean. Just enjoying himself.
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
living,
I'm sure that
living the good old life.
I'm sure that he's very happy right now.
4.
Uh-oh, what is this all about? Oh my God. There was again the case of, are you better off overshooting or undershooting a shot? He undershot it. It's another thought. You have to get up and figure out where will I be better off this position. Shooting too hard or too easy. And you don't have to stop and think 5 minutes, but that should be a factor.
He's going to have to draw off of this shot because he might scratch if he follows it.
He missed the ball. That is the coup de grace, I believe. 11 balls, and they're on the table.
Wiley has to be feeling very, very
Yeah.
fortunate here.
Sure. Efren's last 7-8 innings, I don't think he got 30 points.
Yeah, 130.
You know, Wiley, after he found himself out of line on that ball that preceded the break shot, he realized that he played that particular act poorly, and only if he had another opportunity, he was probably thinking in the chair, only if I had another opportunity. And what do you think happened? Then he has another opportunity. He has to get himself together, take good advantage of it.
And I told you about that strategy. Let Efren shoot the break shot and get everything open for you, and then when you come to the table, there they all are.
Yeah, it's working right now.
Efren breaks them open better than CJ does. No, he's got enough balls on the table. I mean, he's got one extra.
2.
And the 12-1 is dead.
Yeah.
It better be.
Yeah, I don't see him not getting out here.
13 ball.
He should shoot the 4 next.
Oops.
3.
Might have to shoot the 2 next.
No, I'd shoot the 4 now.
the
He
4?
can- yeah, shoot the 4 again.
Yeah.
Open up that pocket. You know, just open up that pocket. Now the pocket's open for the 8. It's
Roll
open
the
for
4 in,
15.
shoot the 12.
2's
the
not the
13.
shot. The 4's the shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I do believe the
4
4 is the shot.
Shoot the 4, roll it in softly. Well, there's something about this he don't
You can
like,
shoot the
Billy.
4, 8, 9, 8. You can shoot the 4, 15, 13, 12. You can shoot, but he doesn't shoot the 4 here.
No, he's shooting the 8. The 8 went. Now what is he going to shoot? The combination?
No,
Let's
shoot-
make it exciting here.
Oh no, 9, 4.
Yeah.
5.
Well, now the 15 blocks the pocket for the 12.
He don't need that ball anyway. He can shoot.
Well, yeah, come on.
He can shoot the 12 right now. What is wrong with this? I mean, when you pay.
Well, this is a ball that might skid on him, by the way. Okay? Okay, shooting it in that fashion.
6
Trying to
goes.
eliminate
He's
the
out.
skid factor as much as he can.
6 ball.
I don't really think he's thinking of that.
6, 13, 15. I don't know how many more balls. He's counting them
He
now.
needs
Bop,
4.
bop, 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 he said.
He needs 4.
He needs all but 1?
All but 1.
3. 8. So you have 7. You need 3. You need 4. 8.
All but 1, I think he needs. Angela, his wife, asked us, how many balls does he need?
She didn't ask like that. She was
did,
calm.
She did.
Don't
She went,
make it sound
how
like
many
that.
balls does he need? And I said, all but 1. And she said,
She
oh.
didn't squeak.
Oh, okay.
Needs 2.
Oh, CJ sees the goal line.
10 ball. 10.
Big win.
I think that he needs this ball. He saved, by the way, the 9 ball for the game ball.
Game, Mr. Wiley.
Okay, EFREN Reyes played a pretty good match. He did a lot of things very well, and a few times he showed his inexperience. Wiley ended up being the victor in this match. He played pretty solid. A couple times he misplayed himself in position, but overall I thought he played pretty good.
Well, he won, so we can't argue. I thought that EFREN would win the game, but 150 points, a little confusion entering. CJ outlasted him.
And possibly we'll get CJ up here, and maybe we'll be able to talk with him a little bit, because he was a little bit nervous out there. But it was a fun experience for him, you know. I mean, he's actually enjoying himself in a tournament now. In 9-ball tournaments, he enjoys playing 9-ball, but they're just he's so much more stressed out and is stressed out playing 9-ball than he is playing another game like this straight pool.
It's unfamiliar waters, you know. It's the way it works. But he came through, beat the greatest player in the world.
Well, Pat Fleming took the microphone and well, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. And we got the short cord on it again, so he's going to have to get closer to the booth. You're going to have to get over here, CJ, a little closer because of the cord being so short. Finally, you're playing a game that you're really enjoying yourself playing. I noticed your demeanor out there. You were like, even though you did make blunders here and there, you seem to have been enjoying yourself more playing straight pool than 9-ball. Is that true?
Well, it's a different kind of concentration, and you really have to get into the game a little bit more. At least I do at this stage, because I'm not familiar with it, and I feel I really have to think on every shot. Where in 9-ball, I just, pretty much it's natural.
Yes.
So I don't know if it looks like I'm having fun, but my hands were shaking so bad I couldn't hardly hold my stick.
It does look like you're having fun. And for the most part, 9-ball is natural, but you still have to think playing 9-ball too.
Yes.
And that's why Dan and I both agree that straight pool is a great learning tool for you in terms of disciplining yourself. Once you learn to discipline yourself playing straight pool, I think that'll really give you a lot of help in your 9-ball game.
I do too, Billy. I think that I really actually went over a plateau tonight, even though I really didn't play as well as I thought I would, because I really have been playing. Last night I played the game really good, just practicing, but I'll tell you, the pressure shows up a lot more with me because of the ultimate, the intricate cue ball control you have to have. And I just being nervous, I couldn't hit the break shots at the speed I wanted, and I really hit balls at different speeds than I intended.
Well, what I would highly recommend for you to do, and I really mean this in all sincerity, is to get this tape, because Danny and I both agreed a couple times that you were choosing the wrong pattern, and obviously you thought it was the correct pattern because you were leaving the key ball in a bad position.
Yeah.
And you did it twice in the match. It was the same type of a ball that you left for your key ball, and both times you failed to come up with a good break shot.
Right. I tell you,
the free ball was the ball we were talking
I get to
about.
thinking so much about running the balls that as far as the key ball and whatnot, I tell you, I don't give it near as much respect as I need to play the game as well as I think I will.
Well, that all comes in time. Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
It's like what I said. That rack before you got out here, you were just getting the balls off the table, it looked like.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
That's exactly right.
Because you shot a break shot and all that, and then... But he gave you advice in one way, I'll give you another way. Look for those little insurance balls when you go into clusters after the original break shot, because then you can control the cue ball and you don't have to shoot as hard.
A couple of those times that I messed up, I really did, I think, have a pretty good key ball, but just hit the break too hard, and maybe with the wrong spin. I drew it once there early in the match, shooting the 7-ball, and I should have, if I'd have followed it, there's no way I could have messed up. And, I knew that before, during, and after I shot, it seemed like, and I still did it. I just,
But it was a great win, and I want to congratulate you.
It feels like I'm playing my first tournament again, to tell you the truth. I got the high-speed wobbles just like I used to when I very first started playing on the Pro Tour in 9-ball.
Well, one thing that you show me is that you're really eager to learn, and that's great for a young player like yourself. Yeah. You're eager to learn, even though you're ranked number 2 in the world and on the 9-ball tour, you still show that eagerness to learn and that willingness to learn, too, and that's really good.
Well, I feel like to reach my goals and to play the game as well as I think I can, I have to play all games. I have to play straight pool. I have to play one pocket, and it'll do nothing but complement my 9-ball.
Absolutely, and since you've chosen to make a career on the 9-ball tour, we've also mentioned that you have a beautiful room in Dallas, Texas called CJ's, but you have chosen that 9-ball as your career, and therefore, since you've done that, you might as well learn to play one pocket and straight pool, because you're right, it will only enhance your 9-ball game, and perhaps, just perhaps one day, you'll be recognized as the strongest player in the country because of this learning experience.
That's the only way that I can. I could practice 9-ball every day and not improve, but I could play straight pool every day, and my 9-ball would just get stronger and stronger.
And I'm glad that you see the value and the advantages of learning other games. Yeah, we got about 30 seconds left, so if you have anything else to add to this, we'd like to hear you. But if
I just want to thank all the people back in Dallas at CJ's, especially Ben Tubbs, who was my sparring partner for preparing for this tournament, and it's really nice that they supported me, and a few of them got me books, and Larry Fisher got me a book to study, and I really have only been playing the game about 2 weeks, and it's really getting fun.
Well, that's good.
And I'm glad to have this victory. I feel like I was a big underdog in that match, and I feel like I really pulled off a great win.
You did pull off a great win. Anytime you beat EFREN Reyes, regardless of what game it is, it's a great win. In the meantime, we got just a few more seconds. Congratulations once again on your win here tonight, and hopefully you'll do equally as well in your upcoming match no matter who it's for. So once again, congratulations.
Thanks, Billy.
Okay, Pat, that's it. So if you, all you people out there, give Pat a call, 1-800-828-0397.